Taste it.
I'm telling y'all, go the extra mile, smoke your mushrooms. It doesn't take long. It adds so much value. Welcome. This is Cooking with Chris.
And Shell B.
And today we are going to be putting together my specialty smoked mushroom pasta. Everybody loves this pasta. It is really hearty, it's creamy, it's all the things you expect, but with a healthy twist because the main ingredients have been swapped for healthy alternatives.
Yes.
So we're going to be using spelt pasta instead of traditional pasta, remembering that spelt is a natural grain and it's much easier for the body to digest. We're also going to be using coconut cream and coconut milk instead of dairy. Okay, so that's going to help aid with digestion as well as it's just a much cleaner ingredient. The rest of it is just some seasonings that I put together. It's very, very simple. And then the star of the show, the smoked mushrooms.
Yes.
All right, so without further ado, let's get ready to eat. Oh, I guess we got to cook it first. First up, we've got 12 ounces of mushrooms. Now you can use any mushrooms that you want. I personally love oyster mushrooms, but today we're going to be using portobello mushroom caps. You want to get yourself 16 ounces of spelt pasta. There's many different types of spelt pasta, everything from spaghetti to ramen. So whatever you like, go for it. 26 ounces of coconut milk or coconut cream. You could also do half and half and do 1 can of coconut milk, 1 can of coconut cream, 1 tablespoon of grapeseed oil. We need 2 tablespoons of onion powder. We need a quarter teaspoon of cayenne powder. We need 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of sea salt, 2 teaspoons of balsamic vinaigrette, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of basil, 1 teaspoon of cumin. Now there's some optional ingredients. If you want, you could do the grills as well as the wood for smoking. If you want to smoke your mushrooms, you could also forego smoking the mushrooms and just cook them on the stovetop and use a little liquid smoke. You can also add broccoli to the pasta, so you just steam your broccoli and add it at the end, as well as sun-dried tomatoes. As an alternative noodle, if you all are interested, you can also get kelp noodles. It is a raw noodle that you can actually soak in lemon juice and salt for about 4 hours and it'll soften it up. If you want to do a even healthier version and skip the traditional pasta altogether. Okay, so next we're going to create the marinade for the mushrooms. Now make sure that you have a container with a sealable lid. You want it to be able to hold the 12 ounces of mushrooms. And we're gonna go ahead and get started with half a cup of water. Next, we're gonna be doing 2 teaspoons of balsamic vinaigrette. Next up, we've got a tablespoon of grapeseed oil. We're gonna be doing 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of cumin. Be careful not to add too much extra cumin. 1 teaspoon of basil, 2 teaspoons of sea salt. And if you guys want to add a little kick, you don't have to. You can add a little cayenne pepper. I like to add cayenne pepper, so that's what we're doing today. You're just going to whisk it. And then you're going to take this and you'll just drizzle it on your mushrooms. And now we've got our pre-marinated mushrooms. We're going to take these, head out to the grill, smoke them, come back in, cut them up, and add them to our pasta at the end. So we're going to start with the pasta. Now you could choose any of the options we kind of spoke about earlier. We're going to start with some spelt pasta that I've got here. We're going to add that and we're going to do the pasta. Okay, just do it based on the package and whatever your instructions are. After that, we're going to take our 2 cans of the coconut milk or cream or the combination thereof and add it to a saucepan. Okay, so this is going to be the base for your Alfredo sauce. It looks like a lot of liquid, but this is going to reduce, which is really the key to this recipe. I'm going to give it a quick whisk just to incorporate all of the cream and the fat and the oil back together. And we're going to start adding our seasonings. We're going to be turning our heat on medium You don't want to cook this too fast. You don't want it to get too hot. It's going to take about 15 or so minutes to kind of reduce this. So we're going to add our grapeseed oil. This is going to give it a really fat vibration. That's what we want. This is a fatty, creamy pasta. Then we're going to do the onion powder. Now the onion powder is the star of the show, okay? This is what's going to help solidify the texture and make it more creamy. Let's go ahead and get that incorporated. And I'm gonna start whisking it as it's heating up. Okay, so next we're going to be adding the black pepper. Now, if you guys like yours to be more white, then you can go lighter on the black pepper, but I'm a melanated person and I don't mind a little extra color. You know what I'm saying? All right, next we're gonna be adding the sea salt. You know we got to have the sea salt. That's gonna help bring out the flavor in everything we're doing. Now remember, the ingredients are designed to have you start off low with less seasoning, and you can always add more seasoning, so you can season to taste. But these are like baselines for you guys to start, and any of the seasonings you prefer like more, you can just add more of it as you get along. Okay, now once again, cayenne pepper, okay? Now you could just do a pinch of cayenne pepper like this, or you can add a lot more if you want to. It is completely up to you. I like my stuff a little on the spicier side, so I'm adding it. You don't have to. So now that we've got all our ingredients incorporated, we're gonna bring this to a boil, and we're going to stir at least once every 2 minutes at the very least. But you wanna watch this. You can see how the bubbles are starting to kind of form and blow off a lot of extra water. This is going to help it reduce more quickly and thicken it, and all of that flavor that we just put into it is going to condense, and it's going to become more like a cream. We need to definitely stir this. You don't want it to get like this, so I just wanted to show you all. Just make sure you kick it down real quick. No big deal. But if you let it sit there too long, it'll create a layer. Remember that once this cools, it'll thicken. So we're just gonna reduce this for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now we've got a pot of boiling water going here because we're gonna be adding some broccoli to steam. And you just want some broccoli florets, okay? So you can either chop them up like this or you can buy them like this. We're gonna add them, but one of the keys to having really delicious broccoli is to season it. So we're gonna take a little sea salt and we're gonna hit it on top of the broccoli, just as a pinch. And then I'm also gonna add some smoked paprika on top. Now that's a key, okay? If you add smoked paprika on top of your stuff, it's gonna be bursting with flavor. Now we're gonna seal this lid and we're gonna go ahead and let that smoke, and we'll be back on that broccoli. And as you can see, our sauce is already ready to be hit again. All right, now when we come back, we're going to put everything together. We're gonna cut the mushroom and we're gonna serve this stuff up. We done been out in the grill. We done got the pasta. We done got the broccoli. Everything is prepared. And I wanna tell y'all, I did a little something different this time. I poked the mushroom on the bottom side, and then I drizzled the marinade on top, and it absorbed extremely well, and the smoke penetrated it very well. So I just want to let y'all know I did that because that was something new. And now it's time for the taste test. Shell?
My favorite part. The flavor.
Now watch this. First you scoop, okay? You scoop first. Then you scoop again. And then you want to lock it in with the mushroom. Now you don't see? Now I got a nice big mouth. Oh, I lost some of my noodle.
Tasty.
I'm telling y'all, go the extra mile. Smoke your mushrooms. It doesn't take long. It adds so much value. Of course, everything else is delicious. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. We're going to keep pumping these out. And as always, the application of knowledge is power, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.